Hi, I'm Tom Miggett from Tom Miggett Photography, and today this is a new episode of Capture It with Tom's Friend. My friend today is Hollie Hughes. Hi, Hollie.
Hi.
So Hollie is like me. She's from UK, although I'm in Scotland, and she's in a much brighter place. She's in Kent. So Hollie is a full-on artist. She paints and she does photography. And you can see some of her art on the Fine Art website or on her personal website, which is on right now. But today we're going to focus on the photography side. So, Hollie, tell us, how long have you been shooting for?
As a hobby since I was about 14 and professionally since I was 16.
So how did you go into photography? What was your initial approach?
It was a hobby to start with. I kind of got my first camera as a present. I started playing around and I was actually quite good at it. So I just kept at it. I went on a few courses, learned a few skills, and here I am.
You look pretty young, so are you old enough to have used film?
I have attempted a film, but it just didn't work. It wasn't for me. I'm definitely better with digital cameras.
All right, okay. Well, it surely offers more freedom when you do digital photography, and we all know that. So, what tool do you use in terms of what's your gear, basically?
I use a Fujifilm Finepix S2500, which doesn't sound particularly impressive, but it does the job, basically.
Well, for everyone who's watching, magically, I just happen to have a tab of my Safari on a full picture of that model. Magic! No, real magic. I've talked to Hollie just before. So, as you see, this is a bridge or a point-and-shoot camera, and very similar to the first camera I had, which was a Lumix, so pretty much the same shape, kind of a DSLR look and feel, but obviously it's not a reflex, it's not a mirror lens. However, you can choose a few settings on that, right? You got the basics and you also got the creative, as far as I know, correct?
Yeah, correct. You can choose from the manual settings, or you can, do whatever you like to suit the certain situation you're doing.
So, guys, I've just released a video on Thursday about the different exposure modes that you can find on digital cameras, and all the one that I covered could be found on that Fuji camera as well. And so among all those modes, which one is your favorite one?
Mine is actually just the regular. I know that sounds very boring, but I do like the auto setting because it does pretty much everything that I shoot. I don't do anything to, where I need a high setting on anything. So it's perfect for what I do.
Okay.
If I was to do anything more difficult, I would definitely, experiment a bit more.
Because you understand all the settings, you understand the exposure triangle, you understand how everything works.
Yeah.
It's just that until now you've been happy with what the camera was offering you, right?
Yeah.
And by the full on, you mean the P program, or you really go for the green rectangle?
The green rectangle.
Okay, yeah. All right. And on that one, because on my Lumix I was able, and actually I did buy a couple of extension lenses that would screw on top of it. Does yours enable you to do that as well?
No, it doesn't. It is just a single lens.
Okay, but it is a, I mean, the picture I have in front of me, it's not the HD yet. I don't expect you to have the HD because you said you had that camera for quite a while now.
Yeah.
And is that an 18 times zoom as well?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, that's pretty a pretty good, decent zoom, I must say. I don't know what the ratio is for 35mm. I'll put that on the video afterwards once edited. All right. So going back to what's really more interesting is your art. What really captures your eyes when you walk out there? You take a stroll and you take your gear with you. Are you actually, when you go out there, do you take your camera with with a view to shooting at something, or you just walk, you have your camera with you as much as possible, and you just capture whatever you see and encounter?
Yeah, pretty much. I take my camera with me everywhere, just in case I stumble across something that really catches my eye and I want to make into a beautiful piece of art. So I do take it with me everywhere. Yeah.
I can definitely relate to that. I told you guys in the other episode of Capture It with Tom Miggott on the what's in my bag. So I told you guys I've got this heavy backpack with me. Not that it's heavy when it's empty, but it's so filled up. So I'm actually wondering what's going to happen when I'm going to get my next wide angle lens. Anyway, so I'm glad to see that Holly is like me. She goes out just for a stroll or anything, go get some bread, some cheese, some ham for the lunch, and she takes the camera with her. I've just popped the one of your exposure, which really captured my eye the first time I went on your website, and that's the retro car. What can you tell us about this? What happened that day? What was the weather condition? And I've seen it was raining, and not that it's obvious when you live in England, but what was the weather like that day?
It was actually Christmas Day. I just got my Fujifilm camera, and I was walking along, looking for things to take pictures of, and it was a cold, miserable day, and I just stumbled upon the car and had a little bit of tweaking, but yeah, that was pretty much it.
Okay, you just captured my attention here. Tweaking. What do you mean by this? What did you do?
Nothing too drastic. I don't usually do anything too drastic. It was mainly, I was just playing around with the curves and variations, and I wanted to give kind of a warm, retro feel, and I wanted it to look quite striking, and I wanted it to catch people's attention. Yeah,
well, what I really like about it is not only the mood of the exposure with the light contrast, especially the road on the side of the car, on the left side of the car, where you see the brownish kind of sepia look and feel. But what I also like is this metal appearance. You know, the metallic color, that blue, and those lines, those roundish lines on that car. What is that car actually? That's not a Mini? What is it?
I have no idea. It wasn't my car. I just kind of saw it, and I love cars like that. I'm not very good with cars. I don't know any models or makes, but it is the kind of car I'd like to have. So it caught my attention.
Absolutely, I'm like you on this. I love the old-fashioned car, like everything from the 30s, the very roundish, or even in the 50s when they had those long Cadillac and with the very round headlights and the curves that our cars nowadays really like, as far as I'm concerned. Maybe with the PD Cruiser as the exception, but driving it is another story, of course. So really good job on this one. So you just mentioned that you've been doing some tweaking, and so what tool do you use?
I use Photoshop CS5 always.
Yes, and CS6, the beta is already out and it's getting shipped soon. So go check it out. Definitely, I'm not telling you, Ollie, but for the others as well. Go for it. So Photoshop, all right. And you only play with the lightning, or you do much layers?
I don't do many layers, not with photos like that. I really only play about with the curves and the variations, and maybe a few highlights here and there, but I don't do anything drastic.
Okay. And what about since one of the major features that came was really enhanced with CS5 was the content aware. So how are you with this? What is your point of view on capturing a moment, capturing a scene, and while you can tweak it with the light to enhance it, do you go and, I don't know, remove a tree, remove a light pole, remove some rubbish?
No, I'm not very good with things like that. That's kind of something I'm building up skill on. But if there's something I don't like, I try to just crop it out or whatever. I really just stick to enhancing features instead of removing or adding things to an image.
Okay, but it's not driven by a kind of a statement of I capture what I saw, even if it means that I tweak it afterwards in post-production to really share the feeling that I felt at that particular moment, that specific mood. It's not driven by that, is it?
No, not really.
Okay, because you're driven by the creative, artistic aspect of your final exposure, right?
Yeah, I like to take something ordinary, like the car, that you wouldn't really notice, and make it beautiful looking without adding too much or removing much.
There was an interesting one as well. That was the sepia sky. I really liked it. I love the mood of that shot. And since you say you don't do much layers, so that was in one go, in one scene. What I'm really impressed by that is the lightning effect. Kind of a silhouette of the trees while not having a real blown out sky in the background. So was it similar to what you saw? Did you have much work to do on this to achieve that?
I did have a lot of work to do. It was just a regular day. It was kind of a bluey grey sky and just a couple of trees. But I love a good sky. I've done quite a few pictures now with silhouetted trees and a bright, eye-catching sky. I like to enhance skies, yeah.
Yeah, and actually I think that's a very good sample for me to tell you guys that the best sky ever is when you have so many clouds, when it's not the great weather, when it's basically, and I think we're lucky in that matter to actually live in UK for that.
Yeah.
You do with what you have, but it's really like, I've been to Morocco in last September, and it was quite of annoying because all the shots that I took, actually, I was actually struggling at the end whether I would put a fake sky with it creating clouds, because it was pure blue, boring sky, and really it doesn't, well, it's really nice when you walk out there, you take the tan, but when it comes to the exposure, it's kind of boring. It's lacking some mood and feeling, and I think your picture really shows the real interest of dramatic weather. That's what it is. That's the word I was looking for. Dramatic. It adds drama to your exposure. Absolutely. Really, really nice job on this. And finally, another one. I wanted to go for the abandonment. That's a very interesting one. The sky as well. We see again the sky with a lot of clouds. Kind of look grey. Kind of an overcast day, but grey at the same time, and weird location. Straight out of Mad Max, I would say. Where did you go? Did you go to Australia for that?
No, it was in the UK. It was in Dungeness in Kent. I think that's in Kent. We had travelled a long day to go there because there is hardly anything there apart from weird abandoned places like that, and that's exactly the shoot I was going for on that day. And it was very early and very groggy. Yeah.
I like the contrast of that building and the color of the front, like the forefront, where you see some patches of green and those gravels as well, orange gravel. And what I really like is the fence. I think it's kind of a I don't know, kind of a prison or a Second World War camp drama aspect to it. It's disturbing in a way. It kind of is. Kind of is, yeah. Really, really good job with that. So I think this is it, guys. I'm not going to cover all his heart. It's for you to go check her website. She's on Fine Art. She's got also her own website, the artist website, and you can follow Hollie, and God knows she tweets. You can see here's our page, Twitter page, and so really go and follow Hollie. One more thing as well. You said so you've been a professional for a very long time now, since an early age, and I believe that you do wedding photography as well, right? I
do, yeah, all event photography.
Okay, and so one question I had for you, because I'm bringing back the Fuji camera, and what do you ever get some weird reaction or some surprise reaction from people at the wedding and who would expect the official photographer to come with like, I don't know, 3 or 5 cameras around the neck and so on?
Always. I don't think there has been one wedding that I've gone to where people haven't looked at my camera and given me a really odd look. It's not much. It doesn't look like much, but it will do the exact same job as a better camera such as a Canon or a Nikon. It's brilliant, and people won't give that a chance just by image, but it is brilliant, and I would recommend it to anybody.
Absolutely. I think you know, guys, that's another great opportunity and a good ball that Hollie is throwing at me here, because I would never say it enough. The best tool is the tool you have. Okay, you can, if you have the money, you can go for the new Canon Mark IV, you can go for the Nikon D800 if you have the money for it. I surely don't, and I guess maybe Hollie does. I hope for her with all the weddings that she does. But at the end of the day, it all matters all it counts is what you feel comfortable with. And if you like the tool you're with, it might not be the best, but if it's comfortable to you, you will make the best out of it, and you will get the best from the situation you're in. One technical question though, since you're doing the wedding photography, and we know that wedding photography, the light really matters. How do you do that? Because with I would expect a pop-up flash is a bit small. Yeah. No, what do? Because you don't have a hot shoe. So how do you handle this?
It totally depends if I'm doing outdoor weddings or indoor weddings or, you know, whatever. I've never really had the flash on for weddings because it just makes everyone look white and washed out, and it's horrible, really. I do kind of tweak the exposure a little bit on the camera, but it totally depends on the setting and where we are or whatever.
And regarding this camera, because you're talking about tweaking stuff, and I believe that camera only offers you the JPEG as an output file, right? Can you do TIFF at least, or just JPEG?
Just JPEG.
Just JPEG. Alright guys, I do a video pretty soon actually about the different formats your cameras can produce the picture. So there's basically three different types. There's the RAW, the JPEG, and the TIFF. And we'll see this in much more detail, and we'll see together as well how, depending on the format you're going, it offers you more flexibility when it comes to post-processing. So that's pretty cool stuff. I'm just trying to think if there was anything else I wanted to cover with you, Hollie. I think this is it. Thank you so much for sharing some time with us and giving us some really interesting insight on your approach to photography and your unique style, and which is really, really brilliant stuff. And this is only a photography channel, so I won't cover the painting. Oh, you know what, just for the heck of it, I'm just clicking on the blues right here as a final image, because it's a brilliant, I was going to say brilliant shot, but no, it's a brilliant throw of paint, really multicolor. I really, really like it. Really invite you guys to go. Fantastic prices as well throughout her collection, so please go check it out. I saw there was a promotion for that one. Is the promotion over yet, or?
It is over.
Oh, it is over. Sorry guys, I'm a bit too late for that video, but I believe there will be more anyway. That art is it still available, this one?
Yeah, that one's still available.
Alright, so guys, go for it. There's much more on that website. You will have all the details on the screen. I will add that as well, and in the description. And of course, as usual, all the details on my blog, and some exposures from Hollie as well on my blog. Okay, well, thank you so much, and I talk to you soon. And until then, well, this is Tom Migot saying, if you like it, well, capture it.